but that being said, this Lyon team, when they have the ball moving around and the way that they switch lines, Dumornay and Hedberg coming inside, the two switching, utilizing their wingers, Bacha getting up into the attack. It's like, how do you stop them when they are flowing and changing lines so dramatically? It was a fun game to watch because United stayed in it. And I think that's kind of been an overall theme with a lot of teams, is just staying in, making sure that the games stay close as long as possible in this Champions League.
That's kind of the beauty, I think, of this sort of new era of women's Champions League with this league phase. We had, I think, joked really early on out of like Matchday 1, Matchday 2. We were just like, gosh, it's kind of like giving NWSL a little bit, like any given Sunday, like anyone can kind of be in it, before we started to see some teams separate themselves. But now, as we're kind of like staring, towards the end of this gauntlet, maybe for teams that are getting these later matchups, like Manchester United against Lyon, knowing that they're in a good position to advance into that knockout phase, in Lyon's case, as a quarterfinal, this is a good timing maybe to kind of have this run at this very elite sort of team. But I think you're both spot on, Lisa, defensively, what we saw from Man United in the attacking side from Lyon, and your points about what they were producing, Jordan. And I just Melchie Dumornay. I mean, like, it's not even that she was like getting the goals. It was the manner and how she was, scoring them. Jackie D64, we see you. Is Dumornay Lyon's best player? 100%, in my opinion. And I'm glad you're asking, because I don't know. I'll just put myself on blast. I've seen enough. I think Melchie Dumornay, there needs to be louder conversation around this player. She needs to be in these serious trending convos around Ballon d'Or type of chatter. If a player playing in France is not in the serious chatter of a French award like Ballon d'Or, I don't know. I'm going to lose my mind. And if
she should have been higher in the chats and in the rankings last year.
If we're talking about this timeline, what is it, August to July, the time you vote on performing, and you're looking at Dumornay and what she's doing for Lyon right now to close out this year, and the fact that the reigning Ballon d'Or winner is going to be out for the next 5 months, like there's an opportunity here to maybe shake some things up, and it's enough for me. She's at the top of that conversation.
You already want to vote.
Let's go. Yeah. I'm tapped in.
It'll be really interesting too, because it's a big international year for Haiti as well. And so how does she perform on her national team level? But she's just the player you want to watch. You want to tune into games to watch Dumornay and what she's doing, because she's connecting the lines. There was a point where she regained the ball in the defensive third and then drove all the way up the field and helped create an attack. Like, what in the heck? This is a 10 who's doing so much work on both sides of the ball and making it look effortless and scoring the goals at the end of the game. Like, she is everywhere.
Crazy
with Dumornay as well is sometimes it's easy to find star players on teams that don't have a lot of talent or depth when someone just shines so bright. The thing with Lyon is they are absolutely stacked on their roster, and Dumornay still shines brighter than some of the other players around her. Diani, Eula Brandt up top, Katoto, Hegerberg, there are so many really talented players on this Lyon team, but Dumornay provides something different than all of those. And that's what sets her apart, and her ability to create for herself, for her teammates in between the lines. I think the defensive work as well, Jordan, as you're talking about, does set her apart from some of her other teammates. And Lindsay Heaps talked about yesterday in post-game interviews how much Dumornay is constantly wanting to learn and wanting to get better. And those are also the small differences in players that feel content in their ability and others that want to push and continue to grow.
I loved that interview, coming out of the desk with Heaps. It's pretty revealing too. Like, when you've got like one of your more experienced, more seasoned players noting that, kind of just clocking that on your teammate and being like, not even close to where we know the ceiling is for this player. High praise by heaps. We're Dumornay, heaps. We're not even getting into some of the other players on this squad. Good Toto, Brandt. Like it's endless. Johannes, it can go on and go on and go on. It's an embarrassment of riches, quite frankly. Jonatan Giráldez he's got to play with that roster a bit. You have to manage your domestic club season. You have to manage what feels like maybe a longer Champions League campaign. And it just sort of feels like things are brewing. Things are brewing between maybe what we can consider the co-favorites now in this tournament between Barca and OL. He's not unfamiliar with that squad. Once upon a time, he was a Champions League winning coach for that Barca side. Now he's with Lyon. How has he made this current team so formidable since his arrival in June, Lisa?
The thing with Jonatan Giráldez is he understands how to manage stars, and that was evident at Barcelona, and he had to do that immediately at Lyon. What he's done so well, Sandra, is he's not changing these players' makeup and who they are, right? Lindsay Heaps wants to be on the ball and play the time ticker, the quarterback a little, distribute things. Lily Johannes, when she gets on the ball, she wants to be creative and go forward. He hasn't stifled any of that. All he's done is add, I think, a little bit more defensive structure and organization to this Lyon side. As soon as they lose the ball, they swarm their opposition. They're high press. When even watching this game against United, they were putting United's back line, Fallon Tillis Joyce, the center backs, under so much pressure, but it was so organized as well. They bait you into one spot and then they swarm. It's almost as if the structure of how he sets up his team is what he's really tinkered with in order to get the best out of the players and their individual skill sets, because then we're still seeing Dumornay be able to take the entire pitch by herself, right? They have so much freedom and interchange to go wherever they want. It's a little bit off the ball to me is where Giráldez has added different layers into Lyon.
We'll see if they collide, those two teams. I mean, it's they are.
Feels inevitable right now.
They're the co-favorites. I think if they weren't before, they truly are now.